Bee Gees singer Barry Gibb and Beatles drummer Ringo Starr have been knighted, and strictly judge Darcey Bussell made a dame, in the New Year honors. Ex-Deputy PM Nick Clegg and Warhorse novelist Michael Morpurgo also receive knighthoods, and author Jilly Cooper and TV chef Rick Stein become CBEs. Among 5 honors for the World Cup-winning England women cricket team is an OBE for Captain Heather Knight. Ex-astronaut Helen Sharman joins the Order of St. Michael and St. George. Alexandra Shulman, who recently stood down as editor of British Vogue after 25 years, actors Hugh Laurie and Susan Hampshire, and leading artificial intelligence researcher Demis Hassabis are made CBEs. Author and historian Lady Antonia Fraser and broadcaster Lord Melvyn Bragg join the elite companions of honor. And there is an OBE for ITV's This Morning presenter Eamon Holmes, who said, "2018 will be my 38th year as a broadcaster, and I can't think of a better way of marking that." There are 1,123 people named on the main honors list issued by the Cabinet Office, with 70% of the recipients recognized for work in their communities in a voluntary or paid capacity. They include 2 people aged 101. Lieutenant Colonel Mordaunt Cohen from Northwest London is made an MBE for his services to World War II education, and Helena Jones receives a British Empire Medal for services to young people and the community in Brecon. Officials said future lists would see honors for inspirational action by people following the Grenfell Tower fire and the terror attacks in London and Manchester. Singer-songwriter Sir Barry said he was humbled and very proud by his knighthood for services to music and charity. Made a CBE in 2002 alongside his late brothers and bandmates Maurice and Robin, Sir Barry said, "It is as much theirs as it is mine. The magic, the glow, and the rush will last me the rest of my life." The Bee Gees grew up in Manchester and tasted chart success in the 1960s, before going on to record the best-selling Saturday Night Fever soundtrack in 1977. Sir Ringo's honor for services to music, given under his real name, Richard Starkey, was leaked before the announcement. It comes 20 years after Paul McCartney was knighted and adds to the 1965 MBE received by all 4 Beatles. The Los Angeles-based musician said, "It's great. It's an honor and a pleasure to be considered and acknowledged for my music and my charity work, both of which I love. Peace and love." The Cavern Club in his hometown of Liverpool, where the Fab Four started life, described the knighthood as long overdue. Former Royal Ballet principal Dame Darcey, who has forged a new career on the Newsbay's Strictly Come Dancing since retiring from the stage, said she was truly humbled. She dedicated her damehood for services to dance to all the dance organizations that I am so fortunate to be part of. Sharman receives one of the highest honors, 26 years after she became the first British astronaut with her journey to the Soviet Mir space station. That achievement saw her become an OBE in 1993, and her new CMG is for services to education in science and technology. Elsewhere, there is a CBE for Professor Michelle Doherty from Imperial College, London, a member of the Cassini mission to Saturn. Cricketer Heather Knight said she was blown away by her OBE, which follows England's World Cup victory over India at Lord's in July. The team's head coach Mark Robinson becomes an OBE, and player of the tournament Tammy Beaumont and player of the final Anya Shrubsole are made MBEs. Director of women's cricket Claire Connor becomes a CBE. Other sporting honours include OBEs for British and Irish Lions rugby captain Sam Warburton and former Scotland rugby captain Ian McLaughlin, and an MBE for Paralympian athlete Stephanie Reid. The trainer of the Queen's race horses, Nicky Henderson, is made a Royal Victorian Order Lieutenant. 5 people involved in Hull's City of Culture are recognised, including Chief Executive Martin Green with a CBE. The list also recognises sculptor Richard Long, knighthood, Ambassador Theatre Group co-founder Rosemary Squire, damehood actress and director Julia Mackenzie, CBE, and playwright Peter Nichols, CBE. There are OBEs for author Deborah Mogake and soft cell singer Mark Almond, and an MBE for film actor James Cosmo. The godfather of grime Richard Cowie, aka Wiley, said of his MBE for services to music, "It feels like the school grade I wanted and didn't get, but now I'm finally there." Grace Lataha, who manages another grime star, Skepta, receives the same honor. There are MBEs for Newsbay radio presenters Linda Macaulay, who hosts Radio Ulster Consumer Show on your behalf and is recognised for services to consumers, and Newsbay London's Eddie Nestor for services to radio and charity. Nick Clegg, who lost his Sheffield Hallam seat in the general election, is knighted for political and public service alongside several former and serving MPs, while fellow Lib Dem Joe Swinson is made a CBE. Conservative MPs Graham Brady, the chairman of the influential Backbench 1922 committee, Geoffrey Clifton Brown and Christopher Chope are knighted, and Cheryl Gillan made a dame. Labour MPs Mark Hendrick and Commons Deputy Speaker Lindsay Hoyle are knighted. There is a knighthood for services to social sciences and politics for the University of Strathclyde's Professor John Curtis, a familiar face on television for his election polling analysis. Rick Stein, the restaurateur-turned-TV presenter, is honoured for services to the economy. Elsewhere, there is an OBE for PR consultant Lynn Franks for services to business, fashion and women's empowerment, and tech investor Ken Olisa, named Britain's most influential black person in 2015, is knighted for services to business and philanthropy. Married couple Chrissy Rucker, founder of The White Company, and Nicholas Wheeler, of Charles Tire Whit Shirts, are made OBEs for services to retail. Another OBE goes to Savile Row tailor Richard James for services to fashion. William Wright, of Ballymena-based Wright Bus, the company behind the new London Routemaster double-decker, is knighted for services to the economy and bus industry. Honours for people in the health sector make up 10% of the list and include a CBE for Professor Caroline Dive, Deputy Director of the Cancer Research UK Manchester Institute. About 11% of recipients work in education, with a CBE for Judith Doyle, Principal of Gateshead College, and recognition for 9 head teachers. Met Police Deputy Commissioner Craig Macca, acting chief at the time of March's Westminster terror attack, is knighted. The Cabinet Office said Prime Minister Theresa May had provided a strategic steer that there should be more honours for people helping children achieve their potential. Among the recipients they highlight our teacher David Canning, who heads a cross-community project in Northern Ireland, and Aina Khan, from Hertfordshire, who works to protect women and children in unregistered marriages. Both are made OBEs. There are MBEs for Susan Coates, who has spent 5 decades in girl guiding across southwest England, and Cumbria-based autism campaigner Deborah Brownson. The youngest person on the list is Lucia Mee, 18, from Antrim, who has had 3 liver transplants after being diagnosed with autoimmune hepatitis, and receives a BEM for promoting awareness about organ donation. Companion of Honour, recipients wear the initials chapter after their name. Limited to 65 people get news from the Newsbay in your inbox, each weekday morning.